Carpet everybody, so today's video is a little bit different from what I usually do because it's just gonna be me talking and you are gonna be hanging out with me. So I just been getting this question a lot lately. How did you learn English, Alooma? And I decided why not to make a different video about it. Also because I don't usually make these types of videos, so it might be nice to do something different. And anyway, and also it's original content. And isn't that like everything you've ever asked me to make? So here we go. How did I learn English? So I started learning English when I was a child, basically. When I went to kindergarten, I don't know why that word is in English. It's like very German, no? And also, and I think I've talked about this before so many times, my TV sort of broke, or like the channels broke, and the cartoon channel was purely in English. And I was like, yeah, alright, whatever. I don't really pay attention that much, so I'm just gonna watch it like that, I guess. So all of the cartoons that I watched when I was a kid were in English. So that's basically like introduced me to the language without translation. And I'm gonna talk about this later. This is what I sort of discovered for myself, that it's very important to not really translate the language, but like learn it as a different thing, you know? So no one really in my family spoke English that much. Nobody spoke English to me. Nobody taught me English. I was just learning it basically in kindergarten, like I said, and in school. So I guess the first thing was kindergarten and cartoons. And the second thing is like my school. But you know, our schools, the information there was sort of outdated. Also, I prefer to speak more American English, and in English, you know, they teach British English, but still the information was like so outdated, and most of the words are just like people don't use them anymore, and still it's like too official. You can't really like talk to a person without them being like, listen, nobody speaks like that, okay? So I got my basic English, and then what I did, because I was always so into this language, I just constantly I surrounded myself with it. I listened, and this is nothing special. Everyone listens to music in English. That's like the normal thing. But I tried to learn some of the rap songs, which is probably pretty cringe, but it helped me. Okay, so don't make fun of me. As soon as the internet was invented and I had my first computer, I've been like diving into the English world even more, because there was like a lot of the content in English that I got access to, and also I always thought that English can give me so much more answers. Like when I know English, I have access to more information. And so the other thing that helped me is that I always like to learn about other cultures. I like to learn other people from other countries, because they are usually very different to me, and that's just like special to me. So what I tried to do next was I tried to find people who can speak English to me, and I learned a lot from just speaking to people, you know, because they would tell me if I say stuff in very outdated ways or like that I don't pronounce things correctly. I still don't pronounce things correctly. Like I still can say still instead of still, and I won't see the difference, but you will, you know. So the other thing that I noticed while talking to other people in English, or like trying to watch YouTubers in English, is that I noticed that I don't know a lot of the words. A lot of the words were used constantly, but I didn't know them, so I decided to like just write my own vocabulary. And what I did is that I kind of feel sad right now that I didn't take a picture of it, but like my whole room was like covered in stickers. I wrote the English word on one side, and then I wrote a translation on the other side. So every time I walked by the sticker, I checked if I still remember what this word is, and when I didn't need to like look what it means, I took it off, and then I put another sticker with a new word. And then later I was just like, I kept hearing, you know, the same words. Whenever you surround yourself with the English, and whenever you hear a new word and you're trying to learn it, you're gonna hear it like constantly. You're gonna see it everywhere, and you'll be like, how did I live before without knowing this word? And then at some point I didn't need to write stickers. because I was just like memorizing words more quickly. I don't know how that happened. It's maybe because I just noticed that I get introduced to a new word and then I see it everywhere, and that's how I memorize it. So it just kind of sticks to my mind better. So the thing with like surrounding yourself with English and just trying to straight up listen to just English with no translation, try to recognize the words, don't just translate them, because they don't usually mean what it's translated to mean. You know what I mean? I'll explain it this way. So school, my base of the English was school, right? That's where they teach you to like translate from Russian or Ukrainian to English, for example. This helps you to get some of the base, but it doesn't help you to like feel the language and really go like start to think in English. And this is a different thing from surrounding yourself with English. This is like a more natural way to like figure it out by yourself and get a feeling of the language. The analogy of this is like when kids grow up, they just learn the language. They just learn to speak. They don't translate it from anything. They just get to know the language. They learn how to build phrases by just listening and trying to do the same, and then later reading, obviously. And I don't know, I actually just figured it out. And when I was in Poland, I've met someone who teaches kids English with no translation. I don't know how they do it, but there are schools like that and there are teachers like that. And I just think it's amazing and it's just so interesting to me. I really like, if I'm gonna try and learn a new language, that's what I'm gonna do. Like, I'm gonna try and find the teacher who just teaches the language and not the translation from your language, because the languages are so different. And last thing that I want to say is that I'm obviously still learning. Sometimes I notice that my English got a lot better and I can be very fluent, and especially when I talk to new people in English, I sometimes feel myself so fluent and it just works, but sometimes it really doesn't. Sometimes I just get very slow, I can't pronounce anything right. And even though I'm streaming and filming in English and I talk to some people in English, I still don't talk enough, I think. That's why you have to be constantly supporting the language. So you keep surrounding yourself with it, you keep listening to it, trying to talk in English. This is all a process. And I feel like I fixed a lot of my accent, but I still have so many errors, and it's not that bad for me because people make fun of it, and I bring joy with my bad accent sometimes, and sometimes I'm annoyed by it, but that's just normal. So if you're learning any language and you just got here to like get inspired or like to figure out where to start, listen, just don't worry. As long as you're learning, you'll be fine. As long as you're learning, surrounding yourself, as long as you're like interested in a language, as long as you're interested in people who speak the language, in countries that speak the language, as long as you're like surrounding yourself and continuing to be in it, you'll be fine. And there's gonna be days where it's gonna be tough, and then there's gonna be days when you'll think that you're a god. And I just want you to remember that you will always be a little cat. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this a little bit different video. Let me know if you enjoyed it. And I also stream on Twitch, and I have Instagram, and just check out the links in the description. And again, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.